this video we're going to look at Pardus Linux. Pardus Linux is a Turkish distribution. It's actually quite good. I played with it before and it's actually quite polished. So let's just have a look at it. You can reboot the system right from the installer. Click the release notes and it shows you the release notes all about the system, what to do, all the components. As you can see there, it's quite up to date, but I'm sure with updates it'll be even more up to date. And there's a help there which tells you about it, tells you about the step that you're on. So let's just accept the GPL, which you can read there, and if you don't agree with it, I suppose you can reboot your system. It lets you check the disk, and we'll choose English GB and change our time zone. Let's create a user, Techsnap, and with the brilliant password of 123456. And we'll ask for admin privileges. And then advanced setup lets you do all the advanced configuration that you might want, and you can turn on auto login and things. And you can even have it so they don't have to have a password, but we'll stick with the defaults. And then an administrator password, which is 123456 again, because we like it secure, and we'll leave the host name as is. We'll just let it use a whole disk. Again, we'll just put the bootloader on the first disk because it's the only disk on this setup. And there you go, it's telling you all about it. And the whole time you can view the release notes and see the help. Let's click Start Install. And quite neatly down there it's telling you what it's doing. It's using ext4 as a default. If I was using this system, I'd probably go for JFS if it lets you. And there you go, it's going to install now. It will give you a little slideshow. I'm going to cut the video here because if you've seen one Linux install, you've seen them all. And the slideshow is just specific to the distro, so if you want to try it yourself, you can view the slideshow when you install it, but you can judge from this video whether you want to try it yourself or not. And as always, the helps there. They probably should have had that on default actually, because it's quite nice to have it there. The installation is complete now and it's telling us to enjoy our fresh Pardus. And it tells you in the help exactly what's happened. And now we've got to reboot the system. The system is installed now. I created another account just to demo this, with the secure password as always as 123456. Now this does take a little while the first time you log on to KDE. I think it does on just about every distro. And the typical KDE 4 startup sound. And here's Captain, which lets us configure our system. So let's just click next. It lets you configure the mouse before you actually start using the system. As you know with KDE, it does single click by default on pretty much every distro, but here it lets you select double click it if you want, and then the button order right before you start using it. You can change the system theme here. I'm going to turn the desktops down to 1 because I don't use multiple desktops, and I'm going to change the desktop type to folder view, so the icons are the standard way rather than this thing. And I want the simple menu. There's a Lancelot menu there as well. I prefer the simple menu. I'm not going to change the wallpaper, but if you want you can choose your own wallpaper as well. I don't want any indexing. Network setup, create profile, Ethernet. There you go, I'm just going to call it network, and I'll have it on DHCP. Click next. You can turn on SE Linux if you want, but it's turned off on this by default. I want show updates in the system tray, and I want it to check every 2 hours. There. And there's a little summary next, and it's just going to do those changes now. as you can see there. And then if you want to change anything else, just click System Settings and then Finish. One little gripe is it doesn't remove the desktop folder from there, but you can do that yourself, and there's your standard icons just like how you wanted them. So that's that installed. I'm going to show you the package manager. You click this and there it is. Click Show Upgradable Packages and it will show you all the packages which can be upgraded. It's just syncing with the repos now. This does take a little while the first time you run it. It's just because it's synchronizing. And there you go, there's 79 updates, and it's marked which ones are security updates. As you can see there, they've got a little thing next to them saying security, which is good. So let's just, you can update individual packages. It's going right to the latest version there with Firefox. So for example's sake, I'll tick Firefox and click upgrade, and it's telling you what dependencies are going to be upgraded to go with it. So we'll just let it upgrade, and we've got to put in our ultra secure password. Obviously if you haven't set your user to have administrator privileges, you'll just have to click root and do it that way. But you don't actually have to log in as root. Never do that on any Linux system, apart from when you're setting it up. So it's just downloading now. The mirror speed's not bad. I'm not exactly sure what mirror it's using, but whatever it's selected, it's working. So it's just downloading that. It's downloading all the dependencies as well. It's not just downloading the software. It's downloading a whole lot. Some distros it will download one package, then download the next package. I mean, obviously that's what it's doing really, but this window shows you the percentage bar for all packages altogether. I do like their artwork on this, I really do. And as you can see there, it's starting to upgrade all the packages that we want. Package manager's reasonable on this. It's not fast and it's not slow when it's installing. It's reasonable. It's not far off of apt actually for speed, but it's quite reasonable. Once it gets going, it's quite snappy. It's not the fastest, but it's good. It's usable. And its dependency management is quite good. Again, it's not the best dependency management, but it's good. It's a very good distro, all in all. Definitely very usable and definitely very user friendly. So there you go, it's telling us it's been upgraded, so we'll just confirm that by launching Firefox. It does have a lot of stuff installed by default. You might want to go through and remove a load of stuff, it's a bit bloated. What they should have done is had an install where you can select packages at install time. Maybe they do, but I just downloaded the install disk. So we'll just... And there we go, 3.6.6.